You know what I really hate about these fucking avocados that are showing up? The fact that they don't got the pits in the middle. What the is up with that shit?
There's not enough Brads to go around to get pits in the middle.
Honestly, produce more Brads. I gotta ask my mom first.
To play Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, it's rated R.
Rated R for really freaking cool, man.
Devil worship, so...
Pardon me?
Cookie a day keeps your sadness away, Chris.
Oh, a Pookie a day?
A cookie?
A cookie!
A cookie shaped like Poogie. Alright, we can start the session. I'm sorry.
Goodest of mornings and sweetest of evenings, folks. My name's TheHuckleberryJones, and it's finally happening. We're here. We've finally done it. Episode 1 of Longbows and Laser-Pistols. Woo! Give it up! Huh!
Too loud.
Too loud. My ears.
I was about to say that. My ears!
They're not as hyped as I am. Okay, they are hyped. They just, weird about it. But that's okay, because we are weird people.
I'm not weird, okay?
Yes, you are.
So, as announced
Yeah, I am.
previously on X and on different posts here and there across the intergalactic web, we have finally come together, found the time, and are recording episode 1 of Bless Under a False Star today, tonight, whenever it uploads. But we have a couple of important things we want to mention first. Hello, Huckleberry Jones here. I'm the Dungeon Master for this session. I've currently got my friend Cheesecake. He's currently playing as Kesh. We have my friend Jack, who's playing as Sajan. We have myself, who will be playing as 2 NPCs in the party. For reasons to be explained in the future, Draven and Tibbles. Now, a couple of other important things to mention. There will be more players fitting these roles eventually. At the current moment, we are keeping it consistently small, and then growing it exponentially as the episodes of the campaign go on. And due to scheduling, there is no exact set schedule per episode just yet. So we might upload on a weekend, we might upload on a weekday, we might upload when Pompeii explodes again. We hope not, but we might. So here's to praying against it. But we do have a couple of homebrew rules for the campaign as well. We are going to be doing a Fantasy 5e campaign here in my world of Morianis that I have been building for the last several years, involving several different bits invented and created by myself, but also not just by me. A lot of things will be going off of casual D&D 5th edition, as well as a couple of bits here and there from alternate universe timelines that preach loudly to nerds of many different fandoms. So I'm hoping that you all will enjoy it. But regardless, I wanted to explain a couple of quick homebrew rules, that way nobody freaks out and goes, "What the frick? He didn't use the crystal!" Well, guess what, Jimbo? In this campaign, one of the homebrew rules is that you do not require to use spell components to cast spells. The reason for this is kind of simple. I taught most of the people that I have played with and that have been in my campaigns how to play D&D. The one thing that I try not to teach people unless it's ultimately necessary is spell components, having to have a requirement to be able to cast something. The way I see it, if you have a spell slot and if you have the mana per day to be able to cast something of that caliber, you don't really exactly need to channel it into something unless you want to include that degree of magical roleplay into your universe. The way I see it in this universe, in this world, magic is so easily able to be come by that it's not impossible for someone to literally just cast a fireball in their hand and cast it and throw it. You know, or somebody being able to... I mean, it's not like everybody can do that, FYI. It's not like some Jimmy in the barn playing with the horses is like, "Fireball!"
Fireball.
Pitbull shows up. Just everybody would die if that was the case. The essentialness of it is we don't want players to feel constrained by spell components. So, to elaborate a bit further before we continue on the rules, you can use spell components if you would like to, but it is an optional part of the game, an optional module, and that is all we'll say about that. So never feel compelled or restricted to your spells requiring you to, I don't know, go find a diamond somewhere in the middle of hell. Another important factoid that the boys love is when doing an unarmed strike, I allow an additional 1d6 to be added on top of the unarmed strike, just for flavor. Just to be able to add a bit of intensity to the strike, as well as it makes long unarmed strikes, like dueling, for example, a little bit faster, and we don't have to have players consistently just going 1 punch, 2 punch, 1 punch, 2 punch for 3 hours straight. We like to hurry it up a little bit. Another important rule is the rule of cool. We love flavor. There is not going to be a time in any session where we are going to have it where we would rather be like, cheesecake, you can't do that. Simply because, screw you.
Shut up!
And everything you stand for. You put your mandibles back where they belong. You watch it. We love flavor here. We like to make sure that players get to have fun. We want to encourage creativity from the players. We never want people to feel constrained or restricted to a boundary, I suppose. So, as long as it means the party and the viewers will have more fun with the outcome, we will go off the beaten path. We will break rules. We will not be following the template of D&D 100% to the letter, because where's the fun in that? Next to none, in my opinion. So, regardless, does anybody else have any little rules that I forgot to mention personally? Anything sort of semi-important that I might have, slipped?
Actually, one thing I can think of is custom abilities and custom weaponry is consistently added.
That is true. That is true.
That kind of falls under homebrew, right?
Well, yeah. Homes do be brewed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we do intend to have our own little custom abilities and our own little custom weapons to be added to things. I feel like most DMs do that. We're a little happy and nervous because we're starting for the first time, actually sharing one of our campaigns here, and we've been playing for a couple of years, and the one thing we've been trying to stay consistent to is that we don't deviate too far from the path. We like to have fun. If it means throwing the kobold across the room, across the bus. then we're gonna do it. Tibbles is like, don't you dare! Who's ready to play some D&D? You guys ready? We're gonna rumble? We're gonna rock and roll?
I think I need someone to pinch me. I can't believe this is real.
We're actually doing D&D
I'm
for
not
the first
touching
time. Live. Well, not live. And that's the other important thing, actually, before we begin. We might do live someday, but recording is 10 times easier for 1,000 reasons, at least for me. So for the sake of that, maybe we'll do a live show at some point, but expect most of these to be done in recording and then uploaded sometime thereafter. However, I would like to bring your attention away from this world that we live in, away from the reality that we have all known and shifted our gaze to the propane and the charcoal that we cook our food with. We go somewhere else, far away, in a distant realm, but not much unlike this one. Maybe a bit more mystique to it. For when light first struck this universe, before any of us existed, man, elf, infernal, the abundance of difference far and beyond those, you would assume that there was a big bang or something to rock the universe to create such beauty. But that was not the case here. It was always there, just hidden beneath the shadows. The shadows of a dark, distant universe that stretches to infinity. Maybe there was something, though, amongst the infinite nothingness that just dropped a planet or a sun or a moon or a rock floating within timeless spur, like a painter that drops drips of paint over a canvas, or somebody who puts together the most impossible contraption, knowing it'll work. You'd think that maybe there was a divine plan, or a scientific explanation, how everything here came to be. A handful of carbon, anatomy, could shift the scales so heavily that the questions, buried in the dark, could easily gleam from a mirror of light. Reverse reflection. But out there in the infinite galaxy, where there's many more adventures to be had, many more questions to be asked, there stands a lone planet orbited by 2 suns, and a cosmic wave of irregularity that benefits and wounds those that live upon its surface. This story, this age of the universe, is where it all began, on the planet of Morianis. The fresh smell of brewing coffee and herbal remedies for tea and other concoctions fill the air. Baked goods and meats sizzling with flavorful spices and roasted vegetables. It attracts the attentions of all newcomers and seasoned travelers. The ones who call this little town home never get sick and tired of the same old faces, the diverse culture, and the feeling of belonging. Perched atop a cliffside overlooking a beautiful ocean with lush greenery is the town of Cheshire. Cheshire is a simple place, in a simple time with simple folk, who love the simple side of things. When a birthday comes around, everyone in town gathers to celebrate. When there's a major situation that requires the attention of council-based behavior, the council, that is made up of several that live within the city, represent and get to work on major issues and deal with crises before they become a serious problem. They call these few people the Cheshire Six. One member from each neighborhood that speaks for their neighbors and must bring the attention of their fellow peers to the table over their own views. Meaning, what they think doesn't matter. It's what matters from everyone around them. That's what actually puts an opinion on the table. Their responsibility is not on what they want, but what those around them need. In Cheshire, the community works so well with each other that medical care and education and magic initiation is all free. The cost comes from what's already put into the soil by everyone that lives there, or the food put on the plates for those that need to feed their mouths. There isn't even a bank in Cheshire. Nobody needs to worry about their money being taken. There isn't need for much hostility or over-tightened security. Those that treat the citizens of Cheshire with kindness and contribution are welcomed with open arms. It's approximately 1:15 p.m. on the 9th month out of a 13-month year. The month names are very similar to much of our own, except instead of September, it's Set Ender. Sort of like Ender in Ender's Game. October is Oct Ender, November, Nov Ender, so on, so forth. However, there is 13 months in this year, and the 13th month is known as Zost Ender. What can be heard as of this moment as we return back into Cheshire? There is a tavern called the Willowing Whale. Heard as the door swings open, many people are celebrating a most recent catch. Very boisterous, quite large. There is a man dressed in the fatigues of the desert, up in a room. His head resting on a pillow stuffed with hay, being too tired from the night before, didn't even bother to disrobe himself. But his eyes open with a start as he hears the sound of footsteps running up the stairs. Several of them. Getting closer, nearer to the door. It's at this moment that Sajan quickly gets to his feet and is about to rest his hand on his trusted weapon, before the door barges open, and in stumbles 3 orphans. 3 orphans that Mr. Sandwalker had met a half-day's travel outside of Cheshire. They led him to Cheshire when they found him camping all alone in the wilderness with no one around him. He would have never thought that 3 random, bumbling, stumbling orphans would have been what saved him. But, indeed they did. And they saved him especially from more nights in the woods. And there they stand right before you, Sajan, Elliot, Copper, and Susie. Some of them are concerned, simply due to the fact that they have never seen you hold your weapon with such intense ferocity and about to potentially kill an intruder. But Elliot, Copper, and Susie, they look up at you and they smile and pretend as though you were just getting fully dressed for the day. This was the last piece of your attire. Mr. Sandwalker, Elliot says, and he comes up to you and he just doesn't touch you, doesn't grab you, but he looks at you with this bit of awe. You're one of the newcomers here. You're not from around these parts very well. You slept in! You said that you wouldn't be sleeping in when the sun's out. You love the sun. There's Copper, who's a more lizard folk orphan who steps forward and tries to speak to you, but he can't. And in the brief time of you knowing these 3 orphans, you know that Copper is incapable of speaking, though nobody exactly knows why. So Susie and Elliot, they try to help him every day, but what you gather from Copper is the wild expressions from his hands that signify you are late. In what would be not common day sign language in our real life universe, but it's more of a mixture of hand signs made up by them and their friends. They all begin to giggle, though, as it seems that Copper made everybody smile just a bit brighter today. And it's at this moment, Sajan, would you like to introduce your character?
I am Sajan Sandwalker. I am a human. I have a Middle Eastern look to me. I am going to be playing Rogue this session. Well, not session, but this campaign.
Ooh. Very exciting. Now, at this very moment, the choice that you made before we started the session, the ability or the +2 upgrade, what did you choose?
We forgot to do that, but we'll just go with ability for now.
You'll go with the new ability? Okay, just wanted to write
Yep.
that down for my personal
We'll
notes.
just do that.
For clarification for the audience out there, I have given my players, at the start of this campaign, a choice. They can either get a custom, unique ability that is unique to their character, and will grow as they grow. Or they can get a +2 to any stat of their choice, permanent. So +2 to their strength, +2 to their dexterity, +2 to their charisma, whatever. So good to know. Thank you very much. So as mentioned before, though, Elliot looks up at you, and it seems as though he's expecting an answer. Well, you're late.
No, I'm late.
Well, come
The
on.
church is early.
You know that the horse races are today, and you said that you would help us learn how to ride one.
All right, kiddo. Let's go.
Okay. Elliot smiles, and so does the rest of them. They begin to make their way out, past a couple of newcomers that seem to be going to their rooms, and they just kind of go... "Ugh." One of them seems to be a tabaxi that is definitely not from around these parts, but has that wariness about him. Looks over towards you and nods. Good day. Walks past you. Seems to be an older tabaxi. You are now currently standing in the hallway of this establishment. Where do you wish to go? The 3 orphans, the 3 of them ran downstairs.
Standing in a tavern right now?
You're in the hallway.
Just
You just walked outside
hallway,
of your
hallway.
room. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm upstairs, correct?
Yep, you're upstairs.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming there's one way down, which is through a staircase, so I'm
That
gonna
is correct.
take
Off
the
to your
stairs
left.
down.
Okay, so you go off to your left, and it's one of those corner stairwells where you go down the first flight, you reach a bit of a landing, and then you go down the second flight to get down to the bottom. And as you take a look around the tavern that you are in, you briefly remember the name. It was a very long and strenuous week, and you hadn't really had much to properly drink nor eat besides the night before. And after you had your fill, you passed out like a rock. But the Willowing Whale is a place meant for anybody. That's why it's a popular spot. There is one other tavern in town, and it is not exactly as popular as this one because it's meant to be more of a family-based establishment, where this one is meant for everybody. Anyone from all across Morianis can come here, and they can feel like they're a part of something. There's even several notice boards around the tavern, actually, that actually can give you different insights into the local area of Aberdeen, as well as the different surrounding waters of this section of Morianis. And come to think of it, let's give you your map right now. So, forgive me for not exactly having it on the map just yet. It's definitely intended to be added there soon. But do you guys see right where I'm pinging up over in this location right here?
Yes.
That is currently where Cheshire is located. It's on a cliffside overlooking the northern part of the coastline. And essentially, the only major view that you would have, Sajan, when you would look out any windows, is there are plenty of seagulls, there are plenty of marine life. Whales every now and again will come up. They will shoot their water or whatever that is called. I have not done my research in that. But you are definitely fascinated by just how much homely nature there is to this. But it's the polar opposite of the life that you're used to living. The places that you're used to traveling. So it's a bit of a getting used to.
I see why it's called the Willowing Whale.
You are quickly distracted by the orphans. Elliot is definitely the one that has been predominantly pulling at your arm this whole time. Probably because he's the one that's excited for this horseback situation. And then you remember that this one particular day in town, there's going to be a horse race. Where people from all over this side of Aberdeen are going to come around and they're going to bet on different horses at the track. And they're going to try and win big or walk away with their heads held low. However, one of the orphans knew that you rode horses because you just managed to share that little detail when you were getting to know them and they were getting to know you on the way over to Cheshire. And probably the most... No, definitely the biggest mistake you've ever made because they wouldn't shut up about horses for the next several hours as you guys made your way to Cheshire. And now, as morning has come, a promise is a promise. You gotta teach some kiddos how to horseback ride. Or you can, walk away like an asshole.
Nah, I'm gonna go help these kids. They're orphans. Someone's got to kind of show them a brighter side. Brighter? Brighter side? Brighter? Good lord!
Good lord!
Show them a brighter
side
of life. That's what I was trying to say.
With you, man. So what do you wish to do?
Brighter.
They're escorting you towards the door, but this is your adventure. I'm also going to quickly just change the music, because what in the God's name?
What is this? We got some full-on jazz right now.
I was like, this sounds sick, but it went like super duper south for some reason.
We're far along this road. He lost his soul to a wound so heartless.
What are you singing right now?
It's Kanye.
Kanye? You can't sing Kanye on the street.
I don't know.
You can see now that there. It seems like there's this big farmer's patch that has been mowed down to actually have this sort of like a cow race almost, where it's just a big like NASCAR like loop-de-loop going around, right? But it's a big stretch. It seems like a bit more than a third of a wheat field was shaved down to allow this patch. But it seems that though there's these people that are setting up kiosks and little stands, people are selling drinks and little snacks and trinkets. Who do you want to vote for? The betting stands are definitely open. But that's all off to your right. Off to the center and to the front of you, you would see a large town. It's definitely no city. It doesn't stretch as far as the eye can see. Everyone here in Cheshire knows somebody, at the very least. You would say that approximately about 16 to 17 buildings would dot the landscape individually, approximately within maybe just even a couple of miles. It's really not that huge of a place. It's a community, more than a town, you could say, even. Off to your left, that's where you can see that there are more stables and there are some troughs and there is gardening utensils and other things like that to help deal with the local flora and fauna.
I don't know why that entire description gave me the starting Witcher vibe, the starting city for Witcher.
Good.
That's what came to my head.
That's awesome. I'm glad. I'm a good dungeon master, maybe. Wow. Wowza. Wow. I've never felt this way before.
So, is there a place we need to go sign up, or?
If you wish to sign up, yes, you can go off to the right side. There are horses that are currently in the stable off to the left side, though, if you wish to just simply do that. And the horses in the horse race, I did forget to mention, they're not for you to compete in. They are horse races that you bet on. And then, you know, like Lucky Dover, and he's got a 20-1 odds, or like Jiminy the Cricket, and he's got like 4-3.
Not the cricket.
You know, not the cricket. You know what I mean? So it's one of those situations. You can sign up to bet, but you don't really sign up to partake. But if you wish to ride around, you can if you go over to the stables.
All right, you know what? We're gonna fulfill these with the. Good lord, I can't speak today.
And I'm gonna ask you this question right now. This is pretty important. Have you brought your horse with you somehow across the sea?
No.
No. Okay, so you do not know this horse.
No.
Okay. As you approach the stables, you see a chestnut horse with a beautiful mane. It seems to actually kind of like shift colors a little bit as it gets to the tail section, before coming out to a nice crimson red at the very end. A bit of a black, and then it goes to a sort of, not really like maroon. I'm colorblind-ish, so it kind of goes into that blackish, reddish, and then to black, and then finishing off with red. Definitely a blend there. Maybe potentially might be a hybrid. But purebred or not, you will need to roll me an animal handling check to see if you startle this horse, as it is not aware of your presence as you sneak up behind it.
Oh god, the one thing I'm not good at.
People would say, he's not really sneaking though, is he? Well,
That's
he
a
is
5.
now. That's a 5!
Yep. I told you, it's the one thing I'm not
First
good
roll
at.
of the campaign, everybody.
First roll, and it's a frickin' 5.
It has actually indeed been a couple of weeks since you have gotten to sit on horseback. Your travels to get here to Aberdeen are your own, for your own reason. And being able to see a horse again, you feel this, you know, primal energy come back to you, that this is the beast of man, and they are our trusted companions. Surely this horse, and as you approach it, and it just buck wild, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw as it tries to push both of its back legs towards you and kick you in the chest.
That is a dirty 20.
A dirty 20! Okay, not bad at all. As you can sense the feeling that it's about to buck before it bucks, and you manage to put your arms to your sides and push back the orphans as they got close in curiosity, and double kick backwards as you manage to successfully push everybody away. Nobody got harmed. The horse does seem to be startled, though, at your approach and is staring at you, whinnying very quietly.
I'm gonna outstretch one of my hands and try and calm the horse down.
Okay. Roll me one more animal handling check.
Uh, 12.
A 12. This time, nervous, for sure, but this is not your first rodeo. You get down on the ground, on one knee. You make a couple of clicking noises. Its ears, they perk up briefly before it sniffs at you. And it seems to have calmed down as it allows you to go in to pet it, if you wish.
I'm going to give it a slight pat on the neck.
It seems to respond to your touch in kind by actually moving into it, almost like a cat that tries to cuddle up against you.
All right, kids. I believe it is safe enough.
And they all approach. Elliot, seemingly a bit skeptical, as it has never seen something just that horrendously spooked that quickly. Susie just, horsey, and goes right in immediately and starts to rub the mane and just to try to get up on it, but they're not tall enough to be able to do so. I don't know what is wrong with Roll20 consistently putting your guys' pictures back on the screen, but Anakin Skywalker just showed up over the overlay for no reason. I'm like, get off the screen!
No, Anakin, not the children.
Not the other orphan. He showed up for them. Oh no!
Oh no!
He's back.
There was live. Everybody would be like, Anakin, there's Anakin.
Anakin. Literally, I'm gonna keep it in too. Everyone's gonna see Anakin and be like, not the orphans.
Not Susie.
Susie. Alrighty. Holy shit, that was funny. But you can certainly tell that Copper is the one that's a little bit more nervous. They seem to make noises and back away. And you feel a little bit bad, and then Susie puts a hand on your wrist and says, "It's okay. Copper doesn't like big creatures."
I'm gonna kneel down, and I'm gonna sign to Copper. It's okay. Would you want to hold my hand and do
offer
this
to lift him
together?
up. Yeah, okay. Roll a persuasion check to help him beat his fear and push it aside.
That is 16.
That's 16. Hesitant. Very hesitant. There seems to be something there that is a bit indescribable, as Copper will actually shake their head no and refuse your hand.
Okay. You just want to watch? I sign to him.
He'll sign back, yes, please. And we'll go to actually grab a nearby, small fruit basket, empty, and is going to sit on that. Pull out a little journal and begin to what you would assume is drawing. Scribbles, frantic images, stuff like that. But still watching with intensity.
All right. Who wants to ride first?
Hey! And Elliot just immediately, hands on the horse. The horse is a little bit like, hey, knock it the fuck off.
All right,
Calm
Elliot.
down. Yeah, exactly. All right. Elliot gets on.
With my help, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he just
Well, the horse is down. It did lower itself as you lowered yourself. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So the horse is down. Easy enough for someone to try and get up on, but we're talking like Susie, for example, is like a foot. Maybe a little more than a foot. It takes some serious jumpies to get up onto this horse when you're that height.
So Elliot's able to get on. So I'm gonna help Susie hop on with him.
FYI, take that back. I just said a foot, didn't I? I meant
Yeah, you did.
I meant
I was like a foot. That's tiny. God,
it's been a long day, everybody. I'm so sorry about that.
that's a keyboard sized.
Oh, I didn't tell you they're halfling children, halfling orphans. You know what? I think halflings are actually the same size all throughout their life, aren't they? They come out that way and then they stay that way. They just kind of grow.
I don't know, actually.
Neither do I, and I don't want to know.
I don't want to know the specifics behind
that. Is a horrifying idea. Welcome to Longbows and Laser-Pistols, everybody. My name's TheHuckleberryJones, and I will traumatize you accidentally. You get what?
Jeez, no!
They get wider as they get older.
When I get older, I will be wider. They'll call my tushy booty doo.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
You be rolling down the mountain.
this
here
moment
he comes.
stays with you, Sajan. for several years to come. As we zoom out from your perspective, as you are interacting with the community in Cheshire, as you are making your presence known, and for once in a while, becoming part of a community and feeling a part of something different, strange, definitely feeling like a stranger. But you know what? Maybe today will be a good day. But now we travel northeast, past a couple of large land masses and small islands, before coming back down and hovering above the city of Airmire, run by the Chamberlains. Airmire is a city of industrialization, innovation, and prideful hard work. Most folks that live in Airmire are skeptics, hardworking, dedicated, and keep many, many secrets. Somebody would sooner put a knife in your back and take the gold than to ever let you walk away with at least one coin. They'll take the purse if it means watching you go broke. One of the many keepers of secrets in this city, as of this very moment, is in the process of capturing a secret of their own. Several weeks prior to Sajan being where he is located, one of the people who made their profession to be one of the keepers of secrets here in Airmire is paid top coin and is one of the best at what they do. Kesh Irvan kneels atop a chateau, holding a strange black, obfuscated box. They open this box as they are looking out into the gloomy and sort of overcast city in front of them. And they rub just the top of it. Then they open it, and inside sits a gemstone, primed and ready, glittering with a white, pearlescent energy. It's the way that they prefer it to be ready. Their eyes catch something in the darkness, though, and their mandibles, they chitter, and Kesh raises their box at the ready. But what happens next is a bright flash, as the box emanates light very briefly. Then Kesh begins to cast a fine weave of purple-looking magics into the box, shifting and molding it into something malleable. And then the crystal hums softly and vibrantly as it settles, ready to be displayed or cast, whenever, wherever. You're the one that's capable of capturing the essence of the moment and displaying it for all to see. As Kesh begins to swap out the crystals, something catches their eye. A couple of miles to the east, your eyes settle on a location known as the Museum of Cosmic Melody, and coming out from the very top of this establishment through a glass skylight that seems to provide a bit of light and energy, and crops on the very top of it that seem to season year-round. There's also other paths here and there, but this individual does not stick to those areas, as they are trying to get off this rooftop ASAP. The figure is cloaked, wearing dark leather armor with a lined hood and a face mask obscuring their ultimate details. But the paleness of their skin and the brown hair is easy to notice. Kesh ensures that a picture is caught of this very moment in high definition. They could swear that this figure looked at him the moment that the crystal did its part, almost like the person in the clothes wanted to be seen. Or maybe they made a mistake and knew they fucked up. Both are equally possible. As this individual pulls a sack out from where they were stashing it within the confines of the structure, they rush across the rooftops in haste towards the dock. Sack on soldier. On shoulder. On soldier. Kesh, you immediately take this opportunity to report this to your masters. You approach the front gates of the That's where you work, man. Yep, the cock industry. The cock house. The Comric Chamberlain estate, looms ahead. 3 gates. An overly burned amount of security with men and women that have seen not a lot of rest in the last few days. But they do recognize you, Kesh. You have a sort of free pass amongst this society. You're quite the instrument for the Chamberlains, and they like to ensure that their instruments are well-rounded. These guards see you guided right to the throne room itself. And in 2 chairs sit King Godric and Queen Medela, Chamberlain. One of the townsfolk is knelt in prayer at their feet. And come to think of it, they aren't townsfolk from here. They're from a neighboring farmstead. From what you can assume, this is the father of a farmstead of another wife and 2 girls, you think. You can't remember specifically. Royal Highnesses, I beg of thee. We haven't seen a proper harvest in months. Something keeps devouring our crop and soiling our lands with this fluid that we cannot explain. Enough, Godric says. Queen Medela puts a soft, pale, gentle hand on his. Her red finger-tipped nails gently gliding across the skin before turning her attention to the individual at her behest. Helven farms have been behind the last 2 years, even before these beasts, or whatever you claim them to be, have sullied your lot. Your lot is our lot, and honestly, it's pathetic. But we're not unreasonable nor unruly. We'll give you half a bag of seed, mixed and varied. Whatever you grow is fine. We'll take whatever you can give, and we at least request more than half yield. But if you fail come next year, it'll result in someone else taking your place. Yes, thank you very kindly. You're too generous. Thank you. You won't regret it. And the man hobbles past you, Kesh. Queen Medela then smiles and beckons you forward. Ah, come forward. Would you look at that, dear husband? Someone competent finally graces us today. You notice that King Godric nods, but he doesn't say very much. He's focused elsewhere. His eyes seem to linger towards the ceiling and around the room. Medela then says, "Do you have something for us, Kesh?"
Kesh is going to reach into a satchel and pull out the crystal and begin to emanate the picture.
Okay. In the middle of this throne room, you pull out the box and grasp at the crystal that you remember was the image that you are wanting to pull out here. You have several crystals on your person, and tend to ensure that you can always have one spare. Knowing which ones are which, though, sort of like a mental organization, you put this one in and slide the box's many different functions that only you seem to understand, and then project this image of an individual seemingly stealing a sack of goods from the city's museum. A pity. Nobody can ever escape our gleaming view. Not with you around, Kesh. This is wonderful. Do you know who this individual is? This rapscallion stealing from us?
Sorry, just having a quick brain fart. What's her name again?
Queen Medela. Also, can you put your
Medela,
microphone a
thank
little bit closer to your face, if that's okay?
Yep. Is that better?
Yep.
Got it. Medela's gonna feel a little, tug at her mind, and Kes is gonna try to see if he can speak with her, psionically.
Okay. I would say you receive a blocked connection. You are unable to breach her mind.
Got it.
Everything all right?
Of course. See, he's gonna kind of have, a little bit more of a human-sounding voice, but something about it just sounds off. Of course, everything's alright.
Well, We actually have news for you, and a potential job, if you're willing.
As long as you got enough coin for it, I'm down to hear it.
How does 500 platinum and 5 acres sound?
Sounds like you got my interest.
Good. This individual has been a bit of a nuisance around Calbarog. Ermeyer seems to be one of the most recent hits, the most recent targets. They don't really move with an efficacy. They just are barbaric. They take, they litter, they steal, they lie, they contort. This individual is named Draven. And God forbid the last name Guire, a squelch rat from the slums. She seems to almost want to spit the ground, but remembers the presence of royalty that she maintains. In any case, we are set to see you on a merchant vessel by the end of the evening. You will make your way to where we think their next target will be. You'll intercept, and, well, we'll leave it up to you whether you take alive or take dead. Maybe you're hungry.
Kesh is gonna just kind of stand there and nod for a second and say, expect a payment when I get back.
Godric, sweetie. Let's say we give him 100 platinum now. But remember who you work for. Godric nods, and then a guard immediately goes and fetches this coin. Moments later, they come back with a coin purse filled with platinum pieces, about 100 platinum pieces total, and gives them to you.
Kesh is gonna kind of flip through him for a split second before attaching it to his waistband.
100 now, 400 when the job is done. 5 acres of land, do whatever you wish to do. Now, if you do not mind, I would like it if you could get out of my sight.
With or without the picture, he's gonna kind of hold up the crystal for her.
Leave it.
He's gonna walk over and he's just gonna kind of set the crystal right in front of her throne and walk away.
She'll allow you to put it in her hand.
Got it. In that case, you'd put it in her hand.
And as you walk away, she grasps it gently and she looks down into it with a scowl, and then pockets it into her attire. As you step out these doors, moments of time and history at this very moment begin to blur and fade, as these next few moments are questionable, concerning, aren't ready to be told yet. You are about a month into a voyage on sea, traveling west from Calbarog to the continent of Aberdeen. 5 more days pass on this voyage. You are down in the gully, or the galley, I should say. Apologies. You're down in the galley, and you're eating whatever you would prefer. What would you prefer? Would you rather prefer some home-cooked meals, dry goods, peanuts, rates?
She'd be eating raw steak.
A raw steak. And for you, it tastes delicious. If everything could be served blue for you, you would have it served blue. And then you hear the sound of screeching, like something down below in the cargo hold being moved, unchained.
Kesh is gonna get up and investigate it.
And you do. 5 steps lead to 15. 15 steps lead to 30. As you make your way down the stairs into the cargo hold, these moments begin to blur as well. Stories not ready to be told just this yet. For now, we zoom away from this ship, away from this moment in time, and we go to only a few days before Sajan arrived at Cheshire. In northern Aberdeen, a mountain range comes into flow. It's now nighttime. Smoke climbs higher and higher into the night sky, only perceptible by the beautiful starlight and cosmic fascinations above every single one of you, every single night. But the fire it comes from a bonfire, and sitting around that bonfire, none of you would be able to tell exactly until mere moments later when their faces come into view, disgusting, haggard, and vengeful-looking goblins and trolls, and other creatures of ill-mannered kind. They're gathered around this fire, eating raw, eating cooked, meats and things of sinew. Sitting upon a chair of wood, bone, and muscle fiber is a hobgoblin, 7 feet tall, with one eye burned and gouged, but they chose never to remove it for some reason, instead to keep it as a sigh for people to look at. Their other eye is perfectly fine. Their teeth are jagged, but their smile is almost knowing, perceptible, and wise, as though that maybe this hobgoblin is not as stupid as the rest. The hobgoblin speaks up and stands, smashing his club against a pot full of boiling bones and teeth. "Gentlemen, this harvest is a gift you've all given unto me and the rest of those that dwell within the very deep. It's grand. It's glorious. I've never heard bones pop or eyeballs separate like the yolks in an egg before." And the rest chittering around. "Anything for the King of Whispers," a small goblin approaches. He swings his club and the goblin flies off this cliffside to its impenetrable doom. Oh, and anything it truly is righteous. Olgan, pour us some of that fine soup you've been brewing here. I could use something to keep me warm. And a troll walks forward, the ground shaking. Boom, 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 with each step, as they add in some seasoning and some herbs, much to everyone else's surprise, for a troll to have this much of a aptitude for cooking. But then the bowls come out, with a ladle made straight from the bones of a griffin's leg, plus a few other viscera materials. It's surprisingly perfect for scooping. But coming around the bend is a small kobold-looking creature, almost the mixtures of a rat and a lizard and something else, all shoved together to make this eerily cute yet weird-looking creature that seems as harmless as they could be potentially dangerous. The kobold is carrying twigs and sticks and one tiny log. Whatever its arms could carry, and, well, they fall to their knees and drop the supplies near the fire, out of breath, tired, and hungry. Here's the little runt! Tibbles, eh? Come on, lads, get him up! As a couple of goblins and one troll comes over and just grabs Tibbles by the back of the scruff and just lifts him up. The hobgoblin, barreling in laughter, says, "See, men, if most of you had the spine this kobold has, look at all the supplies he brought. We'd have taken this mountain pass and the villages beyond by now. Now come on here, little kobold, eat up. Don't want you to catch a cold." Tibbles at first is happy, grateful. He steps towards the hobgoblin, who raises a bowl to Tibbles' lips. The taste is disgusting. Even kobolds have better taste than this, but food is food, no matter the survival cost. But as Tibbles eats and drinks, the hobgoblin continues to pour. And when Tibbles feels full, he continues to pour. When Tibbles feels like he's drowning, he continues to pour. When he tries to push him away, the hobgoblin continues to pour. And then, all of a sudden, he pushes the kobold away, and everyone begins to laugh. Tibbles on his knees, coughing and sputtering, before inevitably vomiting up what was just swallowed, and then passing out unconscious. His body lays there in the snow and the ice sheets, and the view pans upward as the laughter continues out into the sky. Now in the present day, on this day in particular, the sun has never been brighter, and it feels as though the lush beauty of Morianis is responding in kind. 4 carriages carrying various goods and supplies and a few adventurers travel through the lush brush meadow towards the town of Cheshire. In the back of the 3rd carriage out of 4, something surprising might come to your attention. Kesh and the very individual they had snagged a high-definition image of using their crystal just a little while back are sitting in the back of this carriage. Limbs lazily strewn in a comfortable position, chatting like they're friends, or at the very least, associates. Kesh was given orders by the Chamberlains the very day that picture was taken. It seems as though, at this point in time, Kesh had thrown away those orders. Something has changed, but the reason for that is still yet to be told. But it's at this moment when the hooded rogue speaks. I shit you not. It was worth 10,000 gold. Why that bastard Darius chose to short me on the 5,000, who could say, but I walked out with the 5,000, an idle, one less problematic contractor, and only had a sprained finger. He's dead, on the other hand, so I would say I'm the one that won. And he pulls out this cigarette case and begins to light one up.
Kesh is going to kind of stare at him and see if he'll allow him to speak to him psionically first.
He'll have to roll a wisdom saving throw, won't he?
It doesn't specify for the
it's part of your race. That's right. Okay, I know what it is then. You do not breach Draven's mind.
Good.
With an 18.
In that case, Kesh is just going to kind of look at him as he lights up the cigarette and say, "Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down."
I mean, you've been sitting here for several hours. And last I checked, you also shit there and slept there and insisted that it's just part of the way of the world, and I said, "You're fucking disgusting, please get away from me." Turns out we're in the back of a carriage, and it is a 3-foot rule, so touching is kind of inevitable. You smell, is what Draven shouts looking at you.
And you don't? He's gonna point to the cigarette.
Me? As you go to point to it, you actually kind of flick it up a little bit, and it just kind of like, ow! You know, if it wasn't for the very fact that I appreciated your company, fuck it. He just continues to smoke. You hear a couple carriages down that there is a loud, "Yep, take it to the right." And then the carriages, they go off to the right. They shimmy and change. Very briefly do you guys feel jolted, but nothing, permanently damaging to your soul. Draven looks at you, awaiting what you were going to say.
Oh, I was going to say, Kesh was going to kind of laugh as Draven was from coughing up the cigarette, except it's going to have more of a kind of sound to it.
As your mandibles click and chatter together. I'll never get used to that.
Neither will I.
Speaking of, your kind, what are they called again?
We usually call ourselves Tri, but Tri-Queen is what most call us.
Tri-Keen. You couldn't pay me 1,000 gold to take those language classes. He keeps to puff. But I'll tell you what, though. I've seen you climb walls, I've seen your efficiency, and you're going to put me out of a job soon, so keep it on the down low.
I don't steal. I just take memories.
I steal. He says at you completely, he doesn't even give a shit.
He's gonna pat him on the back and say, "Seems like you got your job."
He just gives you a knowing nod and continues to puff. He actually offers if you would like some, and then he's like, "You won't get any, like, saliva or whatever that goopy stuff is around your lips on it, right?"
No, I won't. Kess is gonna kind of pull out his own cigarette case, but rather than it having tobacco, it's gonna have like rose leaves in it.
Okay. And the first thing Draven thinks in his mind is, just think of him like a talking, walking puppy with mandibles. And everything will be fine.
That's a big ass bug.
That's a big ass boy. About approximately half an hour passes, and you find that the carriages then come to a stable halt. All right, get them unloaded. The person in the front shouts, and it seems as though the ricketing of carriages begins to come into a definitive moment of yeah. I brain farted now. Look at you. All the carriages, they come to a stop, and people begin to offload different bits of supplies and passengers, especially depending on the caravan or the carriage, I should say. But it's at this moment that the supplies in your carriage are being taken off. And in about 5-10 seconds or so, you see this woman go, We've got stowaways! Oh, time to go, Draven says as he grabs you, Kess, and you guys are going to roll a dexterity check as you're going to make a fucking run for it. Free transport!
20, where the fuck did it go?
Thank you, he says. Draven rolled a dirty 20. Believe it or not. You rolled a 16 plus 4.
Dexterity's +1. I got a 4.
You got a 4. Draven's gonna have to help carry your ass, it seems, as you were in the middle of just about to finally wrap this cigarette. Time to go, as Draven says, as he grabs you by the arm, nearly spills your case. You just managed to get it closed, and you are currently on the run with Draven at this very moment, rushing through bramble and tree line and successfully managing to evade any pursuers. However, well, you kind of got a little bruised around the ankles and, almost lost some cigarettes.
Almost tripped and fell.
Indeed. But then you guys see, as you take a moment to breathe, how's that over there? And when you take a look, there is this cliffside town. Looks kind of eerily peaceful for no reason.
If it's quiet, we should enter.
I agree. Hey, maybe we can win back all that money that, you lost.
We?
Nope. Draven says, and he just continues to walk forward.
It's always the ones that say they didn't lose the money that loses the money. He's gonna start walking forward.
And they just consistently, like, if you didn't do this, I didn't do anything. They just start back and forth, shit-talking each other, but strangely like friends. Sajan. It's at this moment where you stand with incredible happiness as you watch as Elliot is successfully navigating around on this horseback. You see me?
I see you.
And he gives you a smile and a nod, and he's going to go, giddy up. Why won't it giddy up? And he tries to do it again. It won't giddy. And that's immediately when the other orphans come over, including Copper. Copper nervously tries to approach, and with a natural 3 to an animal handling check, manages to spook the horse that Elliot is on so bad that it begins to go into a full-on gallop and begins riding out of town, going towards the south.
Oh,
Elliot!
I need to go help that child.
So, what do you do?
I'm jumping on the nearest horse.
Okay, you
Going
get on one of
after
the
him.
nearest horses. Roll animal handling check on this one.
Oh God.
So this one giddy.
That is a 7.
That is a 7. You know, they would watch you whip, they would watch you nay-nay, but instead you giddy, as this horse not only tries to reject you upon getting on top of it, but it too goes into a full uncontrollable gallop, leaving town, going towards the south.
Oh God.
At the moment, you're like, whoa! And it is a bouncy, rickety ride. You are holding on for dear life. You see Elliot up ahead, but your horses are basically matching speed as you're trying to keep up consistent pace with them, but you're not in control of the steed at the very moment. It's at this very moment that Elliot comes around a bend in the tree line, and 2 individuals step out onto the dirt path, and Kesh. It's at this moment where you see Draven's probably about to get hit by this horse at full speed.
Kesh is gonna grab him, but he's gonna throw him backwards as hard as he can.
Okay, roll dexterity check. Actually, roll a athletics check for the strength of you to grip and throw with utter force.
Here's athletics plus 1, 17.
17? Okay. Not bad, my man. Not bad, no. You managed to successfully grip his shoulders, and it's enough to startle him and make him pay attention. He's like, oh, shit. And you grab him and pull him back. The horse... And then Sajan right in behind. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Is essentially a situation going on right now. But that was enough, actually. That moment of surprise was enough to snap the frontline horse out of it, and Elliot's horse slows down. However, Sajan, your horse is not slowing down and is currently barreling full sprint towards Elliot and his horse.
Does my horse have reins at all?
Indeed it does.
All right, I'm gonna pull back on the reins.
All right, roll animal handling check, this time with advantage. Enough time in the saddle back home, you feel as though maybe you got the hang of this.
That is a dirty 20.
There we go. There we go. Wrap around all the way. Okay. You pull up hard, and it takes a few moments, and it actually does one of those digging its hooves into the dirt path as it kicks up stones and pebbles, and just mere inches away from going right into Elliot's horse, and almost potentially harming Elliot in the process as well. And you just hear Elliot, well, that was awesome! So he just gets off, he's like, I've never experienced speed like that before.
Oh,
Can we do it again?
Child. No.
It's at this moment where Draven looks over at you, Kesh, and goes, what should we do?
Take a picture and keep walking.
You saving mementos now? I thought you were on jobs for that sort of thing. You haven't used that thing in months.
For mementos.
But you haven't used that thing in months.
Haven't seen anything worthy.
First good moment in a while, huh?
First time we haven't seen blades and guts.
And here I was thinking my birthday was a moment to be special. As he gently, jokingly wipes away a tear. All right.
She's gonna pull out his camera and take a picture of Draven like straight in the face to try to flashbang him.
He looks at you and takes the full flash, and just as you look at him, his eyes are like momentarily blinded, and he's just like, he's not even looking at you. He's like, you know when you get that flash in real life, and you're like trying to look at the camera, but now
Yeah,
your
like
eyes,
you look away.
your eyes are
look at
over
an
here
angle.
now. Yeah, your eyes are like off to the left. I saw that. Hey, oh, there you are. As he turns and then looks back at you.
He's gonna pull up the picture and be like, Look at you, birthday boy.
Hey, look at that handsome lad. I think
Well,
I'm going to keep
about-
it.
Hey, we could get about 10 gold for it.
Nah, he continues to pocket it. I think if anybody's going to pay for a picture of this ugly mug, they'd have to pay for the live service. Oh yeah, that's action music. We don't want that just yet. Yeah, we'll go here.
back in 2 to 3 business days.
So, and with a successful capture, and with a moment of surprising happy clarity, Sajan, you do notice 2 individuals staring over your shoulder.
Over my shoulder, or
Or at you, sorry, and over your
Okay.
shoulder. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You get me. Don't Rubik's Cube this. You knew what I was trying to say.
I just got to make sure that you know how to do chutes and ladders, you know?
Bad DM. Hey,
All right.
hey, friend.
Do I know you?
No, frankly, I know next to nobody, but, you know, in parts like these, it's kind of normal, I think. My name's Alfred. This right here is Kevin Cruz.
Who?
Kevin. You know.
No, I don't know. TVs aren't invented.
Kevin. Your name's Kevin.
So John's just gonna watch this interaction going on.
Kess is gonna
Just
turn
kinda-
to Sajan and say, "You wait your turn."
We're getting to you in a minute. I said on the way here we had to have private names. I'm Alfred. You're Kevin. Okay? We talked about this.
Got it. I'm Alfred. You're Kevin.
He puts a hand to his face like a loud face palm. What?
I'm
what?
gonna take it those aren't your names. Just
Nope.
gonna go off that.
Definitely Kevin. I mean Alfred. Would you
Okay, Calfred.
What you doing?
My
over here?
name is
Yeah.
Sajan. The little boy behind me is Elliot.
Pleasure to meet your partner.
The horses, that was not our idea of what we were gonna be having to have.
As they just kind of clip clop around, and one of them takes a shit right in the middle of the road because they have no class. And Elliot just goes, "Oh, Sajan, I want to
Elliot?
go back. I don't like it out here anymore."
Well, can you get the reins to your horse and bring mine to me as well?
Oh yeah. Come on, do your duty. And he goes and he grabs the reins, and he grabs the other reins, and he brings them over towards. And it takes a few moments. A bit more time of conversation passes as Draven just says, "We're just looking for a way to get to town. We've been traveling the road for quite some time."
Well, I guess you could just follow us. The town up ahead is called Cheshire.
Cheshire, like
Yeah.
the cat things, right?
Yes.
Perfect. What would you say, Kevin?
It's fine with me.
Perfect. All right. So cash it up. Fuck. And Draven just immediately puts his hand on his. He rolled a really bad
Okay.
deception check earlier. he
Now I
rolled a
know that
shitty
guy's
decep-
name is Kesh.
Then
Look.
I know it has to be disadvantage with cash.
As he just. We're good people, I swear. Draven says as he just looks at you with
Good
please
people
forgive me.
who are hiding their names. Right.
Can you blame me? In this world,
People
anybody
wanted by
could
the
stab
wrong
you
people.
for next to anything. If you give somebody an alias, well, the most they think is, it's just Jimmy and his passing friends.
You
My
guys got
name's-
bounties on your heads, don't you?
Nope.
Yeah,
What's the bounty?
that's what I thought.
It's not like that. It's been paid. It just was declined.
Our payment
can
kind
I-
of froze.
I'm gonna roll insight to see if I can really discern if he's telling the truth.
I don't even think he knows if he's telling the truth anymore.
Why did Draven get so fucking loopy?
Sajan has rolled a nat 1, so no.
Nat 1?
Yep.
That's
Nat
amazing,
1.
because I rolled a 3. At the current moment, as you're trying to, lean in and get an idea of what's going on, the horse beside you directly lays a couple of plops directly on your clothing. Your right shoe is now completely covered in horse dung, and you are having a bit of difficulty trying to contain your composure. And it's at this moment where you completely forgot what the hell you were thinking of. Oh yeah, this Alfred guy. He's probably not Alfred, but
okay.
whatever.
Let's go to town. This way I can get some new shoes, and you two can do whatever it is you two are doing out here.
Hey, look, we're not just gonna walk for free. We'll protect you, we'll protect the boy. Draven actually pulls out 10 gold. Would this do for any odd circumstance?
If it gets me new shoes.
It will get you 2. And
Alright.
some soup. Probably.
Based on the background of the city, that would probably be quite a bit of gold.
Yeah. we're
Okay.
talking to get a bowl of that hot steamy chicken noodle soup. It's like a silver. 2, maybe.
That's a lot of money there. Deal. Do we shake hands on it, or?
No, you're gross. I mean, not in the bad way. You covered it in shit. Draven says as he does one of those. You ever give change to somebody in real life and you hold your hand above theirs, not to touch their hand, so you just kind of
Yeah.
plop 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 plop. It's one of those. So you just feel all the coins just plop into your hand. You receive 10 gold coins from Draven Guire. All right, well, Kevin, you want to take point, or?
I guess he's gonna kind of lift up his hood and start. He's gonna take a look around, actually. Do a perception check.
Okay. As you take a little bit of a look around, quite peaceful, actually, out here. Not many predators could be lingering in this area, because most of this area is grassland with trees and clearings. Leading up to the large cliffside town up ahead. Precisely. What you can ascertain, though, and no perception check would have even been required for this, there's a lot of traffic for a place so out in the middle of nowhere. For Aberdeen, and for knowing what just lies to the west, the big, glorious city of Hamlet, supposedly like one of the eyesore, beautiful capitals of the world. And all the traffic comes here. It's just strange. You notice, there's hoof prints, and it's not just the hoof prints of the 2 horses that scurried past you. It's the hoof prints of dozens, if not hundreds of horses. There's carriage tracks where the wheels would have been. And something more odd than that. I would like you to please roll me an investigation check.
Rolling. That is an 18.
With an 18, your tracking abilities come to hand here, as you notice that potentially when you get to this new place, there's going to be races and species of, all across Morianis. There's going to be potentially different species never even seen before. And you and Alfred, have become accustomed to the idea of keep your cool, keep your composure. It's a big world out there. But the fascination of what you might find, that strikes deep as well. What's noticeable here is that these tracks are not of the common sort to engage in commerce. These are kobold tracks.
Kesh is going to start following them.
You go off the path into the forestry clearing off to the right side. What you doing? Hey!
Found something.
Yeah, well, I found hope in life. That doesn't mean that I go running off.
You might.
That must be a pretty low bar.
Hey man, a low bar is losing track of a child in the middle of the wilderness, okay? That's pretty low.
I didn't lose track of the child. He's right here.
Holy shit, he says out loud.
Thought you were a pool pile.
He's the poop. So, first time on horseback. No, he was talking to the kid, sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, I still am tired from yesterday. Yeah. Was it fun? Well, you bet. That's all that matters then, right? He just kind of scruffles his head a little bit. All right, well, you laid the wet... Well, let me go take care of... Kevin! And Draven is going to go follow after Kevin.
What do you want to...
Piece of project.
No, you go ahead.
Kesha's gonna keep following the trail. See
Okay.
if you can actually find the kobold.
You follow this trail, and it seems to go, like, left, right, left, up into this tree. No footsteps there, obviously, but, like, the inklings of something was there. Indeed, a kobold was up in this tree at some point, only a couple branches up. They ate eggs right out of a bird's nest and left half of it. You continue back down the tree and realize that the steps of this kobold lead directly into the town of Cheshire. Draven catches up behind you. The first time we meet friends, and the first thing you want to do is go play chicken.
Kes is gonna point to the town and say, "Think I found a quiet way in."
Oh, shit. But what's better, to go in with someone that the people know, or to go in as a complete nobody and just pop into existence?
I would say we go with the first one, but at least we got options in case it goes wrong.
Or a way out?
That could work too.
What about these tracks
Kes is
here? His passive investigation was high enough to be able to at least notice some of them.
Kes is actually gonna try to pull out like a piece of cloth and tie it to a tree as like a marker.
Okay. All right. What would you like to use specifically?
He would just tear a little rag off the end of his tattered up robe.
Okay. And it'd be enough to at least have some wind flappage, I would assume.
Yeah, it'd probably
So-
be about like 5 inches long.
Until you... We would say to be able to get it to be... It would need to be a bit more than 5 inches if you wanted to get some wind flappage. We'll
I was
say
meaning
that you
like
do...
that's how far it sticks out.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, got you. So, at this moment, you lose just 1 AC, as you are basically essentially stripping armor and clothing from your person to create this. However, efficient, absolutely, as you essentially have created this cloaked flag that just kind of hangs off the side, but it blends in with the greenery enough, and your eyes, unlike the eyes of most humanoids, are able to see the colors and able to see the different sights and belongings that, most people aren't able to. About 15 minutes pass at this point as Draven and Kesh find themselves wandering back towards Sajan and Elliot. and, a quick little, just went to go see the scenery, stuff like that. Very bad deception. Just a bad day to deceive, it seems. For you all then begin to proceed back to the town of Cheshire. And the first thing Sajan sees is a very angry stablekeeper who is missing 2 horses. And the only responsible ones around for the situation are 2 orphans, and one of them doesn't talk. And you see Susie and Copper standing beside this very disgruntled old man. A disgruntled old man that you haven't gotten to meet before, but just judging by the looks of him, he seems like one of the grumpier sorts. And as you do indeed get closer with your new companions here, you hear the individual, "You gotta pay for them. Those horses. The damage you did to them."
Damage?
He has
What
the
damage?
most severe overbite you've ever seen in your life. The damage. Do you see the grazes? Look, right there. And he points at what looks like just like a dirt fleck. That's damaged property, damaged goods. No, it's bad for business. Bad for business indeed. And these 2 don't have the money to pay for it, but I know there's somebody from where you come from, probably laden with gold, aren't you? Yeah, I know how to pick 'em, he says as he pulls his overall straps over his shoulders.
I'm gonna assume that you're the stable keeper.
That's right.
Do you know how deadly these horses are?
You know how deadly my wife is?
Bazinga!
I think I'd rather. I think.
He's like, you know what? Good point. The wife's pretty bad. You have a nice day. Forget it. You know what, Elliot? We're going. You see as the stable master eyes you all up and down, and then he looks over at you, Kesh, and he just pulls out a monocle, and then he's like, And he pulls out a monocle for his monocle. Yeah. And he pulls out a monocles for his monocle's monocle. I think I made an assessment. He's not human. Or are you a
Cass is just
she?
gonna start
Are you a
slowly
woman?
clapping. No, I ain't no
May-
woman.
may-
Oh, God, she's got a voice. Manly, too.
Cass is gonna flashbang him.
Draven's gonna pull out the Car 98K and 360 bolt action this guy in the face. No. Sajan, as you are engaged in this conversation with the most dreary of old individuals, you do notice that the other 2 orphans do scurry to your side. And the stable master goes, "Well, listen, I have a feeling that you all are going to be in a lot of trouble. Lots of it. But I might be able to help you. You know, old Whiskins, he tends to have a way with the people, the ladies especially," as he literally has one tooth dangling out of his mouth as he gets close to you, Kesh, and just the breath on him smells an awful lot like toe cheese and mayonnaise.
Can I roll a perception check to see if he has a case of booty do?
Draven will assist, so you can roll with advantage.
You know what? I found my D20. We doing this live.
We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
Let's see, perception is +2, so first one's 15. We searching for that booty do. And a second 15. Holy shit.
Oh, damn. Okay. You look to Draven with sort of like a silent communication. No telepathy able to be communicated there, but between men, he gives you the nod that it definitely hangs lower than his booty do. It's gross.
Cass is gonna look at him and say, "Are you informed that you have a serious case of booty-doo?"
Booty hoo! I know a couple booties. I can take you guys to the old.
No. You
what's
have booty-doo.
the fuck? So he looks at you with utter confusion. Look, I want my coin, and I won't be leaving till I get it.
You don't have any corn.
Corn? Corn don't grow in corn.
You just said corn.
No, I said corn.
No, you said corn.
Corn.
Sajan's gonna take this
Corn.
opportunity to return the horses and start slinking away with the orphans.
Roll a stealth check and advantage.
Can I roll persuasion by just keep screaming corn?
Yes, you can. Corn.
Sorry, that was a cack right there.
That is a 25.
As a 25, like the sands of your homeland, just wind and dust. Not a trace. You are gone. Horses are back in their stables. You are with the orphans, and Draven and Kesh have no idea where you went. I'm sorry, I mean, Alfred and Kevin have no idea where you went.
The Calfred bull.
Draven's gonna actually look around. What in the hell? That's my job. Everyone's running me out of business. This is rigged. It comes to a stalemate, Kesh, when you hear, nah, corn. It grows on trees. And that's the final straw. Mr. Where the hell? See, he looks around with a natural 2. Does not find you whatsoever. And does find himself frantically looking around for the next foreseeable few hours to come. Draven is going to progress over towards Kesh and say, looks like we're alone again. The reasonable one took off. And it's your fault? I forgot.
I saved us a bunch of coins, so I don't think it's my fault.
Well,
Let's call it a draw.
Yeah, fair. I was gonna say, I stopped keeping count when it came down to the fact that you were confusing corn with corn. Even Draven's got the crang, and you're like, corn? He's like, no, corn.
Would you rather give him corn or coin?
Now you're saying it right. It's like a secret thieves' cant language, right? Coin, corn. I like coin.
I like both.
I'm not touching that. He just keeps walking.
You stay away from my cob.
Oh, cob's all yours, man. You do with it as you please, but where's that friendly fella? Do we even catch his name?
Don't think we did.
Huey. Let's call him Huey. I like Huey. You know, he looks like a Huey.
Call him Sanjay.
Huey Sajay. I like it. Well, could use a little bit of work. What do you think? Where'd he go?
I kind of like it.
Jean's just gonna kind of, like, in the background go, I think someone's talking about me. I don't like it.
Sanjay!
Draven's gonna look at you and be like, could you keep it down? Sanjay!
They're gonna walk through the city just
You click too much whenever you call. It's better, just no offense. Cleaner vocal cords,
Click too much.
You click too much. All right, you're like a tap dancer on coke.
Kess is gonna put his hands around his mouth and just loudly just go.
Well, that's just ripping one out the ass, is all that was, and it was right in front of me. Draven goes as he bats his face away as
How's it taste?
As a black fart cloud. the very essence of the Shadowfell. Sajan, you do see them. Draven is going to roll a perception check to see if he can find you. He'd rather have friends in these parts that he thinks he can rely on.
Kess is going to assist as well.
Okay. Do you want to roll as well, or do you want to give me advantage?
I'm going to give you advantage. You deserve to roll too.
Oh, why? Thank you. All right, it's a 17 plus.
Is it nighttime by chance as well?
I would say it's about. It was 1:30 p.m. when Sajan woke up. I would say about now, after a couple of bits of chatter here and there, and the situation with the horses, it's about 3:30 to 4 p.m. Getting around that time. So to answer your question, no, but it is getting to be about dusk.
Got it, because Trikeen have a special ability. I don't know if it goes for dark vision specifically, but...
Really quickly, I have a 0 perception, so I have a 19, and with advantage, right? So... Sorry, not 19, it's 17. And then a 10. Okay, so I'm going to take that 17. For darn sure. That definitely will succeed, as... At this point... It was a mixture of confusion, bafflement, and honestly amazement to finally be somewhere that's habitable, and the smell of the food. It drives your senses crazy, Kesh. But finding somebody who stands out like a sore thumb in these parts is kind of what your jobs are. And finding a man like Sajan, who is not only wearing completely different attire than most other people around here, he is very colorful. And it's kind of hard to avoid.
You got that right.
It's kind of hard to avoid or even ignore the sight of somebody who has a young Elliot tugging on his arm saying, "That was so cool, did you see that?" And I went like super fast, and I grabbed this twig along the way, and I was like, "I'm the king of the world!" And I swung it, and I lost it. And it was really cool. It was really cool. And then you were right behind me. You were like my knight or something. You were like the guardian to save me from all the dangers of the evil. He got chokes on his own words briefly. But this noise, this incessant hey mom, can I play type behavior, is what drives Draven and Kesh to your location. It seems like you still got the rat.
At least we were able to find him.
Let's go forward. I would like to try and stay on good terms with people we know. And try to keep a low profile.
Don't know anybody.
Exactly. And we need to keep it that way. Kevin. That moment you broke the DM. you broke the damn jukebox, cheese. I can't use that in the video. What the fuck was that? I'm just gonna put like a beep over it. Oh, that was so funny. Let me drink some coffee.
Hopefully that helped you wake up a bit too.
Kevin.
Kevin. I was not expecting that out of the blue. Kevin. Jack. Fourth wall breaking. Only Jack we had in stock.
Gotta wait 2 weeks for a new one.
Kevin. Shower trap Nick.
I use shower trap on. So they approach you, Sajan, and Draven just says, "Hey, sorry about that. We didn't know if you wanted to stay alone or not. We're new here. We don't know next to anything. We just need a little bit of guidance."
Well, I'm kind of new here too. These three here are, I think they're local residents.
Hi,
right, guys?
hi. And then one of them just waves. Oh, well, kind of just found our way here a few years ago. Yeah, we didn't really have much of a place to be. We just walked, and then we met a man, and he offered us a ride, and we got here. And then Copper just does a sign that says what they said. There we go. Come on, Anakin, have a snack. He's like, I brought peace and freedom, democracy. What if Anakin was
you
the
were
original...
the chosen one?
What if Anakin was the original Helldiver?
You are the chosen one, Anakin. I want apple juice.
No, I want the juice.
I mean, he kind of was. I mean, he got his limbs burned off, and then they gave him a whole new suit. So
that is fair.
They did put him in pod for a long time as well to heal him.
yeah.
Back to pod.
Hold on. Just setting something up on the Roll20. Just that way it's there. And I don't like that font. What about Antpon? And that color. Or that color. Or that color. There we go. That's better. That's better. There we go. Cheshire is right there. Just for everybody to have. There we go.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get that back up. Alright, no fridge on the screen. Alright, thank God. Those
We'll meet back one day.
fridges are gone for now. Time kind of skips by a little bit at this moment. Sajan, if you wish to, you kind of show your new allies around, your new companions, give them a bit of an idea of what Cheshire has in store for newcomers.
Gotta show him the wailing whale.
The whale and whale! Kesh,
Yes,
you
that's
notice
good.
that you get a lot of glares and a lot of random looks.
Kesh is actually going to use disguise self.
Okay. You do a sort of like shift of the hood to make it look like you're kind of like, looking down at the ground like, oh, I need to pick something up. And in this process, you shift form to look like...
He's going to kind of look more like Jax Teller from Sons of Anarchy, but with just black hair and less muscular.
Okay. And a little dog named Opie appears right beside you. No.
So, of imagination, but I love it.
You change into a more humanesque form, and give off this vibe of, I'm just kind of here for the ride, and leave me alone, please. Jax Teller
Don't touch me.
Yeah, Jax Teller is definitely, people are like, oh, he's like the best character ever. And he is definitely the don't touch me
Yeah,
guy.
he's
You turn around, and Sajan, you don't even recognize the individual before you. You know it is indeed the same individual that you have met before, but the appearance is completely different, and the cloak is a little too big for them.
That's a neat party trick.
You're
I'm gonna have to
pulling
learn
that
that
one
sometime.
again.
Say that again, Draven.
You're pulling that one again.
Maybe for a little while.
You know you look like a pompadour, right? I know a
took
person that
inspiration from
specializes
you.
in that. Hey, if you're losing your hair, I got you.
He's gonna pull out a pair of scissors and be like, alright, let me get some.
Try and you die.
I am a Tri-keen.
Nah, well, the innuendos are all over the place today. Say, John, can you potentially lead us to a place where we can get something to eat? I'm famished.
The tavern's got some decent meals.
What's it called?
The Wailing Whale.
He kind of like shakes his head to himself. They say that taverns are named after their most honorary achievement. And they whaled a whale. He just shakes his head and goes towards the tavern with you.
Kest is gonna follow, but he's gonna kind of look for a thrift store as well, like on the way there.
Easy to find. There is those stands mentioned earlier that are taking place just outside this track, and you can see that there are a lot of horses. Currently, they're doing what seems to be would it be a mule? Would be the small version of a horse, like the yeehaw yeehaw. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
just donkeys,
like donkey
you know.
mule.
Like yeah, like so they're having them race right now, and it's not going very well because they don't want to run in a straight line. They want to turn around, or go to the left, or go to the right. So,
a bunch of ponies with 2 little legs.
it's literally a bunch of dumbass ponies with 2 legs or 4 legs. I forgot how many
But they're
legs
just too
ponies
little.
had for a second. You know, ponies with 2 legs, you know, and 3 arms.
They run on 2 legs.
That would be terrifying. You think that some of these new horror games are bad? Just wait until you play horse walking
What
on
about
2
that?
legs, the game.
that derp horse.
Derp horse?
The horse with 2 legs. It goes like.
I think Jack lost it.
What the
Oh my god! You guys have never seen that?
While Jack looks for the video, I guess Kess is going to take a little look around the secondhand
it's
market.
in the chat, the D&D in session chat.
Perfect. I'll take a look at that after session for sure. That's funny though. So you take a look around some of these market stalls, and you notice that a lot of them are oriented towards the events of the day, but there's also like a little bit of novelties here and there. There seems to be this rotating rack of sorts that has a name for everybody on it. One of those sort of keychain knickknacks that you can keep with you. And you take a look through it, and you look for Kesh. And you think you saw it? It's Cash with a K. There's no Cash. But there's no Draven either, and it makes you feel a little better about yourself. You gain 1 inspiration, because I'm the dungeon master,
Hell
and
yeah.
things happen the way I say so. At least Draven doesn't get to get a name tag either. Surprisingly, though, there is a name tag for Sajan.
Kesh is going to grab it, and he's also going to see if they have any, like, second-hand robes that might have just been tossed in a bin.
Got it. Because indeed, your robe was ripped, and you're gonna need to get yourself a bit more equipped up the way that you would like to. You see that there are what seems to be these celebratory fatigues and like shirts, essentially, that are to support the event. However, there is a shop not too far away that catches your eye called the Loom and Doom.
Kess is going to point it out to the group and ask them if they want to tag along.
The Loom and Doom. Sounds edgy. I'm in.
Might get something to cover that smug face, too.
Got that taken care of. And he goes to pull up his face mask. And there is no face mask. Shit, where the fuck?
He used it to wipe last time.
Oh, no. Remember the river?
Yeah.
And he puts his face down, and a day rewinds as it's Kesh and Draven in a rapids river, and Draven's just like, I can get you to the other side, just give me your hand. And Kesh is like, I can't reach it. Draven pulls out his face mask, and he just hands it out like a cloth, a little bit of extra grip, and he's like, go ahead, take it! And you do take it, and then it rips in half. And then you go spindling down the river, and Draven's like, oh, and jumps after you. And time goes back to normal. Draven's pride, hurt and ruined. That probably the only thing that costed him next to nothing. It costed him next to nothing to make. It's ruined.
It's gone.
He doesn't even know where the hell it is. It's probably in the rapids somewhere.
If we follow the creek, we might be able to find it.
The end of the campaign, it shows up, it washes up on the beach.
After the bloodiest battle.
So, shaking his
Anybody
head
like
and,
tag
and,
along?
and feeling embarrassed. Pardon me, sorry?
Oh, that was Kesh asking, would anyone like to tag along?
I'm with you. I could use a little bit of fitting.
I need a new pair of boots, so I'm going.
Can I come? I mean, are you able to
Sure.
get clothes that for your size? I don't know. Never been in there before. Smells funny. Smells funny. Looks over at Sajan. You mean it smells funny? There's like a like an odor. Putrid. Sort of like Ben. Who's Ben? You wouldn't know him. Draven just puts his hands up. You're right, I fucking wouldn't.
He's got you there.
Anyway, I'm behind you.
You got it. Kess is gonna start walking over to the Lumen Doom.
Okay. You guys all proceed towards this really unique location that is showing off antiquities right at the glass window of little scarves that have been made, handcrafted, or through loom, folded pieces of fabric that to create very fine furniture. There's also seemingly sewing machines and a bunch of other little knickknacks and a few workers inside that seem to be making these really custom-ordered materials for the event, seemingly. One is actually working on creating what looks like ribbons, and another one is currently working on creating a few flags, potentially for future games in the events of today. However, one of them stops working as all of you walk in, and the other two orphans, Susie and Copper, they stay outside, and they say, "We're gonna go play over there down by the creek, okay?"
All right. Just don't fall in.
You be safe. Yeah. And they go and they start scurrying off, running. Scoundrels all the same. Guess they grow up all over the world.
At least they had it better than us.
Yes, they did. Here's to hoping they never have to go down the paths we did either.
Just
I
gotta
mean,
make enough gold.
me and Kevin are traveling salesmen.
Selling perfume.
Can I use insight again to see?
You can.
All right. 15 plus 3, 18.
Draven totaled up to 14. It's obvious that he's, at this point, excuse me, it's obvious at this point that he's, to a degree, playing with you, but he's still trying to insist on keeping an alias instead of being forthright. You discover, though, one deeper detail than just that. It's not because of you.
All right. Kevin. And,
And he's finally starting to learn the ropes of the language. Finally. I pronounce your name perfectly, and you call me Mr. Whatever.
Wasn't it
Mr.
Alfred?
Whatever.
I'm not telling you to call me Mr. You know what? Forget it.
Alrighty, Mr. Whatever.
You can call me Mr. Magic if you want.
I'll play your game.
I don't want to see this magic moment. Kess is gonna keep walking.
No, Kish, you love this one. You've seen it before. And you're going to see Draven pulls out a deck of cards, and he fluffs them, and then shuffles them back. Would you like to play a game of my making?
Who's he asking?
Both of you at this point.
Hmm?
Kess is gonna draw a card.
You too, Sajan.
Alright, I'm gonna take one.
Now what about to our young little noble down here? And he hovers just above Elliot, and Elliot just, he grabs and picks a card and looks at it. It's the ace of... Draven says. You're not supposed to tell people your card. You're supposed to hold on to it. Oh!
You might want to repick.
It's the ace of hearts. You should repick. And he puts it back in. And goes ahead and grabs another one. Don't tell me this time. Alright, now here's the cool thing. I had you guys choose a card. Any card. Magic tricks typically play off of what your card's supposed to be, but not what your card could become. And as he snaps his fingers, he is going to cast Disguise Self and turn into an elfin female wearing illustrious, fine robes. Everything changes simply through a matter of illusory perspective. And then he snaps his fingers, and all 3 cards are going to appear in his hand. They are each and every one of yours. They throws them up into the air, and they disappear. When you look back down, it is Draven once again. What are you looking at me for? Turn around. And
Make sure you didn't touch me.
And outside, there are Kesh, 3 chickens with spade dots. Sajan, there is a guy walking past a shop and goes, "Hey, Jack! Hey, man! See you at 10?" And you're like, "Jack?"
10?
And it's like, 10? I got a Jack, but where did 10 come from? And then you notice, I got 10! Elliot just... Oh, hey, what? Draven just puts his hands up and says, "I have done a good deed today, and now I want to splurge and waste my money." And he turns around and walks deeper into the store and begins talking with some of the random shopkeepers as another shopkeeper approaches you guys. Seemingly an older woman, is actually of giant kin. She is about 8.5 feet tall and looks down upon the 2 of you, technically the 3 of you if you count Elliot. "Why, hello. Welcome to the Loom and Doom." And as she leans forward, the floorboards beneath creak. "Oh, don't be afraid. My name's Gertie."
Pleasure to meet you. Name's Kevin.
"Hey, Kevin. Your friend, the one that covers himself in blankets."
Actually kind of here to see if you have some more blankets.
Is that what his name is? His name is Blanket? As she
No,
points towards Draven.
Pretty much.
Blanket? Kevin? What's your name, little one? "My name's Rudy." "Your name's not Rudy, is it?" "Yeah, it's Elliot." "Elliot's a good name. And you, friend from far away? I've seen you for the last couple of days, helping around town. Very good."
I don't think we've ever met. I am Sajan.
"It's a pleasure. Word travels fast in Cheshire. When you live here for 400 years, you tend to feel a little, over-familiar with the whisperings of the wood. And the sea beyond. Gotta listen to the coast. Gotta listen to the coast." And she mutters to herself briefly before turning her attention back to the 3 of you. "Any case, might I help you with something? You said that you, my friend, were looking for something." As she looks over towards you, it was actually you, Kesh, that were asking for blankets.
Yeah, Cass is gonna look at her and say, "Kinda tore my robe, seeing if you had anything secondhand that's preferably cheap."
"Second hand? We do not work in second hand. We work in third, fourth, fifth. We even have an employee with 7 hands. And 3 noses."
Meaning
She
like
nods.
used.
"Oh! Just to clarify, you don't want hands in the clothing."
No.
Okay,
I just want
we
used
don't kill
clothing.
people. That's a different business somewhere else, far away from Cheshire. Yes, goblin kind, probably. Best location for that, yes.
Ugh, goblins.
What's wrong with goblins?
They're not too keen on being friendly, nor merciful.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they gobble up your soup. Oh, yes, okay. Funny jokes from old Gertie. Okay. And she goes behind the desk. It takes about a minute because she waddles. But Gertie eventually gets behind this desk and opens up this secret compartment within the countertop and pulling a crank and then rotating it, what looks like a contraptionized automatic cash register appears. And she waves her hand over it, and a rune appears on the this one button, almost like it's beckoning for their touch. And Gertie presses it, and it opens. And she pulls out a couple of pieces of paper and hands them to each of you, and says, "I'm going to give you all a discount just because you have made my day so very nice. You guys can have 25% off any and all items, at least for this one day. And I have something for you," as she goes into the back, past this beaded curtain, very hipster, and returns with a black ambient cloak that has sort of like the the Halloween, like, spooky ripples on the bottom.
Kind of like the Batman cloak.
Kind of like the Batman cloak. It's got like the spooky ripples.
It's like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah. That too, if you wish. Yeah. Whatever goes to your mind. But it's darker than what you wear, but it looks perfect. And when given the chance to feel it, it is made of that cool fabric, like that bamboo, like cooling sheet fabric.
Cass is gonna look at it and say, "What's the price?"
The price for this? We need probably 2 gold pieces to turn a tidy profit. This was actually made not only a year ago, and the person who was going to have it passed away before they could collect upon it, sadly. So it has just been collecting, not dust. We prefer to keep things tidy. And I just could tell that with your bulkier posterior, no offense, it seems to fit somebody of broad shoulders."
Cass is gonna nod slowly and say, actually, he's gonna take off the robe that he's wearing now and say, "Could you stitch this one onto the inside of that one by chance?"
As Kesh takes the robe off, no need, Sajan, for you to roll anything, as you can tell that Kesh is not exactly made of 100% organics. There's something else to them. And with a nod, "I could try my magics here. We could, do you want it to have more than what it's capable of now? I could turn it into maybe a cape for you."
I was thinking to have the green on the inside, or not green, sorry, tan. Tan on the inside for when I'm back out in the desert.
Lining and insulation. Keep you cool in tough climate.
What do you say for a trade as well?
A trade? I already give you a coupon.
Cass is gonna pull out his black box and say, "I could take a picture of whatever you'd like as well if you just throw one magic rune in, your choice."
What's a picture? You mean a frame? Like you to paint me something? Canvas related?
Cass is actually going to pull out the crystal that's inside the black box, and he's going to project the picture of Elliot and Sajan having a little conversation on the side of the road. This is what a picture is. It
this
shows
is
memories.
you. And little one. Well, I'll tell you what, how about this? I keep the photo to put on the wall, and we'll make your order 50% off. Half off.
Throw in a little fun rune for 10 gold. We have a deal.
You're asking a little much. It's a lovely, lovely little thing here, being able to capture a moment in time, but it's not the most fascinating thing I've seen. Tell you what, just the 50%. And I'll throw in...
much, that's a deal.
And I'll throw in, and she pulls out these heart sunglasses and puts them on the table for you. They are red and pink, spindly, shiny sunglasses with glitter on them.
You got a deal.
Immediately you put them on your face and you feel 2% more masculine. Getting the music back on. Give me a second. Get that music back on. There we go. Hold on a minute. I farted. Okay, here we go. We're good. Fart avoided. Or poop avoided, I should
10
say.
gold. Or start removing the gold from my inventory.
Yep. So that'll be with the 50. Just 1 gold. So for today.
Here's one. Got a deal.
And Mr. Sajan, was it?
That is correct.
Or is there something that me and the rest can do for you here at the Loom and Doom?
I need a new pair of boots.
She takes a look at your boot. T. I had that coming. Give myself a hiccup.
I
had that
like,
one
are you okay? That sounded kind of painful.
Let me drink. I'm okay, don't worry.
He's breathing over here.
The power of funny. Spicy. The power of 8 foot tall giant lady. Tasty. Coffee, man. There we go. All right. So, I think I can do something for you, but you must promise not to tell anyone else, including the people 2 feet away from you.
I'm gonna make a gesture of sealing my lips.
Okay.
Kess is gonna walk away for respect.
I have chitin scale. Can polish it down, make it look just like, nothing more different than maybe some crimson boots.
That sounds lovely.
Your friend is, chitinous. Just thought that you should know. You're wearing his kin on your feet.
I don't think that'll bother him too much.
Fair enough, and she just takes the order. For you, we can get something special. It'll be a gold and 7 silver, please.
Elliot, do you want anything?
I once saw this really big goat, and he, like, right at me. I didn't know what to think.
You got a goat costume?
What? Oh, you're talking to the lady. What?
Do you have a goat costume?
Nobody has ever asked me that question in 400 years, and that's a lot of time.
The first for everything.
We'll just go with the boots. I think Elliot's okay.
Thank you very much. I always say, remember when dealing with good, kind customers, remember the KISS rule if they ever need a reminder. Keep it simple, stupid. And she just goes into the back and she starts working on your stuff. And it will.
You said what? 1 gold, 7.
1 gold, 7 silver.
Okay, so.
And the both of you can please mark down that you will be receiving a upgrade to each of those pieces of armor that you guys have put in, or versus clothes. but essentially they are being worked on and are on order at the moment. Mr. Sajan, I farted just for you. How do you feel about that?
God. That was audible, too.
That hurt, didn't it?
That's my D&D excitement, bro. Had to
Answer
level
the
up.
question.
That's excitement?
That's a woman?
No, it's a self-defense mechanism. Whenever a woman gets too close, he farts.
You know how skunks operate.
He said, "There's a woman around my house."
I gotta let it out before she smells.
What was the lady's name?
Gertie.
Gertie. G-U-R-D-Y?
Yeah, like a hurdy-gurdy. So more like G-E-R-D-Y. Sajan, Draven
Yes.
approaches you. A couple of interesting things, but most I could really come across acquiring is this. And he just finds another literal, like, duplicate, exactly the same face mask as he had before. And it only cost me 5 gold. Could you believe that? And he puts it over his face.
Just how rich are you?
Not at all.
I don't believe you.
That's fine. It doesn't pay much mind to you. I don't make a living based off of what the fuck you believe. But as he gives you just sort of like a cockish grin meant to be sort of joking and prying, you guys hear a strange thumping sound coming from underneath the counter. What the hell was that? It wasn't you guys farting, right? And causing a scene in the middle of a Dungeons & Dragons session?
No, that was not me.
Kess is gonna use his psionic ability and see if he can communicate with whoever's stuck under the cash register.
The floor is a material made to resist magic. Or at the very least, resist any degree of tamperage. And upon looking around, you actually notice that most of the interior of this building, magic, besides the magic that is given permission, most magic here is muted.
I see why it's called the Loom and Doom.
That's a great point. I'm gonna ask her what the doom part means.
She's still in the back.
Well, in my professional opinion, and doom means that if you fuck around in here, you're probably gonna meet your doom.
You guys hear this noise repeatedly over and over again coming from underneath. Muffled, sometimes loud. But it's consistent.
Kess is gonna kneel down and put his ear towards the ground to see if he can hear anything better.
Upon doing so, you hear the sounds of Draven's going to use an investigation check, and he's going to try and see if potentially there's some mechanism that's keeping this cabinet over something, maybe, or this counter, I should say. Not with a 2, it ain't. That's a rolled 2. I'm not even going to bother looking. Pardon me.
Oh, could Kess assist?
You have to call it beforehand. Yeah, and you have to do something to it. Sorry. Yeah. See, ladies and gentlemen, we don't play.
We're still
fair.
learning.
You're still learning. I'm an old man.
Can I use perception to see if I can see any switches or like
roll a perception check? Yes. Or investigation would make more sense. Investigations, you have an idea of what you're looking for, you just don't know what it is yet, and perception's more like, I don't know what the hell I'm looking for, I'm just gonna look around.
Okay.
Yeah. So investigation check if you're looking for something particular.
15 plus 2, 17.
17, my man. You hear as you run your fingers over the side of the counter, just smooth marble edging on it until bits of the marble begin to crackle and give way briefly, exposing a hidden button beneath.
I'm gonna go ahead and press the button.
You press the button, and you hear a loud... It sounds like a locking mechanism has been disengaged, and the cabinet, or counter, moves relatively free. Almost like it's on a rail.
I'm gonna try and move it along that rail.
You move it forward, and immediately have your leg grabbed by something very tiny.
You're gonna
what the
fucking
fuck
let
is
me out of
that?
here or I'm gonna kick your ass!
Get it off, get it off, get it off, get off, get off, get off, get off, get off, get off.
And you don't see, you just hear, and this green arm that reaches out and wraps around your leg, you shake it off. This is the second time things have touched your leg today. That's going to be a running gag of the campaign. Do not touch my leg.
My leg!
Do not touch my leg. You see, at this point now, these beady eyes sticking through a gnarled-looking face, and seemingly just hairy whiskers, and smells awful. Kesh, this is a kobold. And considering it's probably the only kobold that you have seen since the tracks, you think that you might have just found this kobold.
Kess is gonna try to, like, walk up behind the kobold and pick him up by the scruff.
No!
As
Did I
it
find your tricks?
just wiggles like crazy. Like if you were to pick up a gnome and watch his arms and legs flail. He just...
Kess is gonna grab him by... He's gonna continue holding him by the scruff, and then grab him by his, like, belt waist, and he's gonna toss him to Draven saying, "Catch!"
You smell worse than me!
as you throw him. And Draven turns around, imperceptibly baffled, and is going to roll an acrobatics check to have to leap and catch him as you threw Tibbles in the wrong direction. About 2 feet in the wrong direction, so he has to do a volleyball dive to save this guy. That is a natural 20 for Draven Guire. First natural 20 from Draven Guire. Oh my god. Leaping and immediately able to grasp this creature. The creature begins to frantically wail and flail in his hands, and he successfully manages to secure the arms and stop fighting. We're here to help. Shut up. Draven's holding him.
You smell worse than I do! And you know what? That's saying something!
And it's at this moment all doors lock inside this building. All the blinds get closed.
And here comes the doom.
All the lights turn off. You shouldn't have meddled in things you're not supposed to. And that is where we're going to end the first episode of Blessed Under a False Star.
Dun, dun, dun!
How'd you guys like it? Yeah.
I knew that name was too good to be true.
The loom and gloom. The loom and doom.
Over here making me boots. I'm probably not even gonna get them boots anytime soon.
She has a 3D printer going on in the back. Would you look at that? It's like Lego boots.
Lego boots.
Regardless,
These
folks,
boots were made for walking.
thank you all so much for joining us on the first episode of Blessed Under a False Star. I'm sure the players here enjoyed themselves, and I hope that you all enjoyed watching as well. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, everybody. And we'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.